What's going on, everybody? It's YJ coming at you with a brand new video, and tonight, as I mentioned in the last video, which I will link immediately up in the annotation in the top right, we are getting two different archetypes out of Age of Overlord revealed tonight, revolving around a card called something like Tainted Treasure SnakeEye or something like that, the normal spell that came out in either Age of Overlord or Duelist Nexus that puts a monster into the continuous back row as a continuous spell, and both of them are linked lore-wise. The last one was the Diabellstar archetype, which again, linked up in the annotation in the top right. Go check out that video if you haven't already before you watch this one. And in this video, we will be covering the SnakeEye's archetype, the one that more directly linked to the card, and that archetype only had 4 cards, whereas this one actually has 7. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to go ahead and dive right in to the SnakeEye's archetype. And it says, starting off with SnakeEye Excel, which looks suspiciously like a photon card, is a level 1 Pyro Fire effect monster. I knew there would be level 1 Pyros, I got it a bit spoilered for me on Twitter, with 800 attack and 1000 defense that you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. If it's normal or special summon, you can add 1 level 1 Fire from your deck to your hand, and you can send this card and one other face-up card you control to the graveyard to special summon 1 SnakeEye monster from your hand or deck, except SnakeEye Excel. Okay, so this is the card that GGYGO was saying that you can normal summon to add Kurikara. Interesting. And then the second effect reminds me a lot of like a baby dragon ruler, or like what's it called, like Trident, the Poseidon dude. It summons Poseidra, the Atlantean dragon. I mean, there's not much else you can stray from when it comes to getting a free Stratos and a special summon from deck. Not to mention that it sends other face-up cards you control to the grave, so it kind of synergizes a bit with the Diabellstar cards, even though Diabellstar has to be sent on the opponent's turn, but shh. Next up, we have SnakeEye Orc, and that is a really cool artwork. I love golems. I'm such a sucker for golems. It's a level 1 Fire Pyro with 900 attack and 200 defense, and you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. If it's normal or special summon, you can target one of your level 1 fire monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, and either add it to your hand or special summon it, and you can send it and another face-up card you control to the graveyard to special summon a SnakeEye monster from your hand or deck, except SnakeEye Oak. Wow, okay, so this is just a free monster reborn or monster reincarnation that also works along with your banished ones, and has the same exact effect as Excel, so you can just special the Excel off of this or special this off the Excel, vice versa. Next up, we have SnakeEye White Birch, another level 1 Fire Pyro with 0 attack and 2100 defense, which I think is actually a really common stat line. It says you can only special summon it with its first effect once per turn, and you can only use the second effect once per turn. It says if you control a fire monster, you can just special it from your hand as a free inherent special summon, and during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can send this card and one other face-up card you control to the graveyard. This works with the Diabellstar card. Special summon 1 SnakeEye monster from your hand or deck, except SnakeEye White Birch. So again, this one actually synergizes with the Diabellstar because it sends on the opponent's turn. Not to mention it does the exact same thing as the other 2 SnakeEyes, just as a quick effect on the opponent's turn. But more importantly, this is a free level 1 fire extender. If you control a fire, just special it from your hand. So this is not only going to be good in SnakeEye and then Volcanic, like Pain and a bunch of other people were saying, it's just going to be good in fire decks in general. For the final monster, we have the boss monster, and this is SnakeEye's Flamberge Dragon. So finally, another monster in the Eyes Dragon category, not Snake Eyes. In the Eyes Dragon category. That's so funny. Also, this looks a lot like a Red Eyes card, like a Red Eyes Zombie Dragon. I don't know, it might just be me. But it's a level 8 Fire Dragon effect monster with 3000 attack and 2500 defense. It even matches the stat line. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn. You can target one monster in the graveyard or face up on the field, place it face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one monster in the field, treat it as a continuous spell, and special summon it to your field. And if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can special summon 2 level 1 fire monsters from your graveyard. Wow, this is a really good boss monster. So it has a pretty good effect to play something as a continuous spell, not just monsters on the field, but also in the graveyard. So if there's something either in your grave or your opponent's grave that you really want to take during your opponent's turn, you can just grab it for free. Think of things like Castor Fenrir, for example, which is a really good Kurikara target, which is also a really good card in this deck. And then it has some really, really nice recursion if it dies, and it works if it's sent from hand or field as well. So it synergizes with a lot of other things. Like, you don't even have to summon this guy, just discard it off of something, and then you get 2 bodies from your graveyard. Also, keep in mind, I am not seeing a lock literally anywhere on these cards. And so you can literally just summon all these level 1s and then go into things like Lyrilusk Assembled Nightingale and then get a free Zeus. Not gonna lie, I am seriously digging this archetype already. Starting off for the back row lineup, we have their field spell, the Shrine of Serpentine Sight, SnakeEye. It is a field spell, of course, that says you can only activate one of it per turn. When this card resolves, you can place one SnakeEye monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Level 1 fire monsters you control gain 1100 attack, and once per turn, if your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you can target one monster card in the field treated as a continuous spell and special summon it to your field. Okay, so if they end up having a, like another spell card or something that specials your dudes from your continuous back row zone, similar to like Crystal Beast, I think this would be a pretty nice Rota card, not to mention it works from hand, deck, or graveyard. Also keep in mind that you can place, for example, the boss monster and then find another way to special summon. Not to mention, of course, your opponent normal or special summoning a monster will literally just special it as well. And then also level 1 fire is gaining 1100 attack, ignoring how big Curry Carr is going to end up getting off of this. That's a 2k orc, that is a 1900 attack excel, and it makes Birch at least not a 0 attack monster. Overall, not a bad field spell. Actually, I just realized this is a really good field spell because this guy does not have a summon condition. So, it's not restricted in any way, like, you can just get this for free. Next up is their other spell, the original Tainted Treasure SnakeEye, and as you can see from the artwork, it has Dia Bellstar in it because you can actually set this off of Dia Bellstar. It is a normal spell that says you can only activate one of these effects per turn and only once that turn. Send one other face-up card you control to the graveyard, special summon one level 1 fire monster from your hand or deck, and you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one SnakeEye or Dia Bellstar monster in your graveyard, add one level 1 fire monster from your deck to the hand, and then place the targeted monster on the bottom of the deck. So what I'm hearing is that this is one of the most insane consistency cards ever. Even ignoring the usages in this deck, a deck like Volcanic is just going to go absolutely ham with a card like this. But in the context of this deck, wow, what a card. So keep in mind, for example, activate the field spell. Field spell effect, place SnakeEye's Flamberge Dragon in your continuous back row zone. Activate this, send the boss monster, special any level 1 fire from your hand or deck, including Excel. Excel effect, Chainlink 1, and then effect of SnakeEye's Flamberge Dragon, Chainlink 2, get 2 more bodies from your graveyard, and special summon 1 off the Excel. And then not only can you do just whatever you want there, because again, there's no real restrictions, but one of the funnier things you can do is just overlay all of them for an assembled Nightingale and poke for a bunch of damage. And then the second effect is just another Rota. I mean, like, it banishes itself from the grave. Keep in mind, you can reset it off of Dia Bellstar. Maybe not off of Dia Bellstar. No, sorry, off the other Tainted Treasure, the one that searches Dia Bellstar. You can reset it to the bottom of your deck off of that and then draw a card. But this is also getting back your SnakeEye and Dia Bellstar resources to summon off of your other effects and searching another one from your deck. Really, really crazy consistency card here. The final card in the archetype is their trap card, the Glaring Ruler SnakeEyes. It is a normal trap that says you can only activate one of it per turn. If the total levels of all SnakeEye monsters you control equal 2 or more, activate one of these effects. Target one monster in your opponent's graveyard or face-up field and place it face-up in the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell, or target one monster card on the field treated as a continuous spell and special it to your field. Honestly, not a really bad disruption card at all. I mean, it kind of does the same thing as a lot of the other cards in your archetype, but you can fetch it off of certain other things. I mean, actually, you can't even grab this off of Dia Bellstar, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not exactly sure how good this card is when you already have so many different things that place your opponent's stuff in the back row zone. But this is a trap card, so it does have a sort of disruption around it. I don't know, let me know what you think down in the comments below. But with that being said, that is going to be it for the SnakeEye archetype. Wow, this archetype is already off to a really good start, and I don't even think this is going to be all that we see. Especially if this ends up being another lore-based series of cards like Branded or Visas, as well as the fact that Dia Bellstar is literally a 4-card archetype technically. I think we're very well going to see more for this deck, and it's already looking really, really good. Like, even ignoring the fact that you can grab any level 1 fire off of a lot of these cards, like Curry Carr, which is already such a powerful card, you have a lot of consistency pieces in the deck, a lot of ways to get things from the deck, the graveyard, or banish back, a lot of synergy in between with each other, which is something that a lot of the lesser decks can really only pray for. And I just really like Flamberge Dragon as a boss monster. It does so much. All of the back row pieces are really solid, most of them are really searchable as well. And I think overall, it's just a really cohesive strategy that could probably end up doing a lot, but I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let me know yours down in the comments below, because that's going to do it for the video. If you liked it, please sure to leave a like, as well as put this video and the channel in teacher recommended. And if you like this content or if you like it, like the rest of my review series, remember to check out the Dia Bellstar video if you haven't already. Then perhaps consider subscribing, because we're going to 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. Not to mention, it supports the channel more than anything else, and it's absolutely free. Also, if you want to support me directly while getting some awesome TCG merchandise in the process, check out Tapio cards in the link down below. Use code Aurora5 at checkout for 5% off your purchase and to support me financially. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.